Hey, welcome into another Mystery Fifth Hour presented by McCurry Van Car Rental. To my right is Lance Taylor, already in his Southern Cal gear.
You think it's a collector's item? It says Pac-12 on top?
Yeah, you can only wear that shirt the rest of this year.
I've had this shirt forever. You remember when I remember one thing about this shirt was we took a picture in Dallas for Alabama, Michigan State, and I had the shirt on.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
You remember that, huh?
I don't have that picture.
That was 8 years ago.
God, that has been a long time ago.
Yeah. He's Ryan Brown.
I am. Jim Dunaway is wearing a two-time Super Bowl champion. You can wear that probably for a very long time.
Wow. There's a middle finger. By the way, Rockstar looks different.
I know. Rockstar is actually Taylor Korn. We call her Little T, our director of social media and content. She is wearing a Theo Von Racing shirt. Now, Lance is passionate about USC. I'm passionate about the Dolphins. Dunaway, I've got Dolphins colors on this, a Dolphins color shirt. Dunaway passionate about Tampa Bay. You're passionate about Theo Von.
I am.
Why do you love Theo Von so much?
He's
For those that don't know,
funny.
he's a comedian.
He's hilarious.
Right.
I don't know. He just says the most off-the-wall things, and I think that's what makes me laugh.
Taylor has made it her professional goal to get Theo Von on this show.
It would be fantastic.
Theo, if you're watching.
I did not know who he was until you mentioned him because I'm out of his range. Not that we're date or anything.
He is like, so my boys go to Oak Mountain High School, and they both said that like he is maybe the most popular comedian.
Yeah.
So when you
amongst
said
high
that,
schoolers.
shortly after we first met you, I went and looked him up. And I've watched so much of his stuff now. He is on my TikTok algorithm.
He's in your algorithm.
Yeah, like he's replaced, other things.
Other thing.
Other things that I won't name.
Quote
He
unquote.
does say random shit,
Yes.
but it all makes sense to me.
Yeah, me
And he does it on the fly. And so it's like none of this stuff is like most comedians have a lot of premeditated stuff. Really good comedians, spontaneity, they're great at. But he's one of the best when it comes to that.
It's when he gets asked a question that, if you read the question, you're like, okay, I could probably write down the answer that he's going to say, and he spins it into some story about the crazy person that lived next door. I don't know. And I don't even know if the stories are real or not, but
This
he's
is why
good
funny
at it.
guys typically have good-looking
I was
girlfriends.
going to ask Theo Von, hot or not?
No, but he's entertaining.
Because he's kind of got that mullet haircut. Yeah.
And there goes our chance of ever getting him on the show.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
I
but
take
I mean,
it back.
he's a better-looking guy than like Jim Gaffigan.
Oh gosh, yes. Or
Bill Burr.
or Bill Burr, or Pete Davidson.
Or Tom Segura.
Tom Segura.
Yeah, I've never understood the Pete Davidson fanatic.
Yeah, I haven't either. Because I don't even find him funny. Like everybody's like, well, funny guys get good-looking girls. I'm like, show me a time when Pete Davidson's been funny.
Yeah,
I don't
and then
agree
people will
with that.
say it was because of the Kardashians. No, before that, Ariana Grande, Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, he's got a heck of a
The guy's
lineup.
been crushing forever.
Yeah, I'll get the puppets out and explain it to you later.
Yeah, McCurry Van Car Rentals. If you need a car, van, or truck, rent from McCurry. McCurry Van Car Rental, the local rental company you can depend on. All kinds of vehicles to choose from, including trucks, SUVs, and passenger vans. They make it easy to rent, too. They get you in and out fast. Locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003. That's McCurry, 256-559-1003, or McCurryRentals.com. That's McCurryRentals.com. You've been on the live show. You've been on some of our extra shows. I think this is your first ever Mystery Fifth Hour.
I think it is.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is it as magical as it appears on video? Like
Yes.
when you're here on the set?
Even more so.
Even more magical than you could have ever imagined, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of prep that goes into this
That's
show.
right. You've been
Yeah.
thinking about this all day, haven't you?
All day.
LT always brings up Superior Grill. When we started the Mystery Fifth Hour, it was audio only because we were still at the old place. And we would just go there, have some margaritas.
Yep.
Well, they give us a feast. It was basically, you guys do it from here. We'll just feed you whatever you want, eat, drink, and we'll just give you a couple of mentions.
Okay.
And it was
so
delicious.
trade deal.
It was
Y'all
delicious.
want
Trade deal. Listen to Little T.
Trade deal. My gosh.
I sit out in the lobby with
The old trade deal.
That was one of those, I don't think we ever got approved, but nobody ever said anything.
Yeah, that was just one of those. We were probably to the point in our career there, we were tired of asking for permission on stuff and getting the runaround.
ask
So
for
we just-
forgiveness.
Well, we just started doing stuff.
But I want to, as much as I love the cozy confines here at Double Down Media, you would have loved the setup we had at Superior.
It was
Because
fun.
we had our own server. We had a couple of tables, whatever you wanted. The only thing was the food would sit there and you couldn't really eat.
I know.
So you just sat there and wanted to eat. We would drink the margaritas, but we had to
And your
wait to
food's
eat till
cold.
afterwards.
Yeah, we could sneak a chip. You know, it was audio only, so we could push the microphone up and sneak a chips and salsa.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a nacho or maybe a bite of a taco.
But not
If
the
you're
grilled
lucky.
chicken. But me and Dunaway used to get grilled chicken tacos, I think, every single time. And that smoked grilled chicken, and that grilled and smoked chicken they have was so
I
good.
can still smell it.
I can too. Oh, it was good. Did you never go to Superior Grill ever?
Yeah, I've been.
Okay.
You
Not a
had to
lot,
on the way
but-
to Auburn, on the way back.
I've been. One of my
Okay.
friends from high school's dad loved it and said
Yeah.
we would go with him.
I
but-
love it.
I bet he did. Yeah.
Superior Grill.
Place.
Good
Pour,
stuff.
pour one out.
How's that? That's not dirty.
No,
That's not giggling.
that just made me laugh.
How was it? I bet he did.
All right, let's get to a topic here. So the reason I'm going to bring this up, and we're going to talk about just random things that give you massive anxiety, and it happened to me twice this weekend. So
It's my life.
I know that was actually the joke when I told Lil T the topic. We're like, I don't know if we got enough time for this mystery fifth hour with the group we got up here. Rockstar not being here helps though. So I brought it up to Greg Sankey the other day. You asked him a question last drive-through he had been in when Greg Sankey was on our show from SEC Media Days, and he said cookout, which caught me by surprise.
Well,
No, he said Whataburger.
And then he switched to Chick-fil-A, and then somehow
I
you
brought
brought
up Cookout, and he said, I love Cookout. And I'm like, I do too, but their menu gives me complete anxiety. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you've never been to a Cookout, they've got like this crazy complicated menu, and it shouldn't be that complicated. And it's like this flow chart, like if you pick this, you can pick two of these, or if you pick this, you skip over there and pick one of these. And then you get down to their sides, and it's like a cheese quesadilla. I'm like, that's not a side, that's a dish. It's like the most anxiety-inducing menu ever, and I'm never prepared either. Like I get up there and I'm like, I just completely freeze, and it gives me great anxiety. Well, after we played golf Friday, coming back from Nashville, I'm coming down Lakeshore, I gotta go somewhere, and there's a Cookout. And I'm like, I just mentioned this to Sankey. Sure enough, I get in the line and I completely freeze. And the one thing I would suggest Cookout do, they don't give you the pre-menu. I like it when you're in a drive-thru and somebody gives you the pre-menu so I can go ahead and pick what I want. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, if it's that many cars backed up.
Yeah, like you get a menu and then you get to the drive-thru that also has
You're
a
ready.
menu. And I'm ready to go. I'm like, I need number 2, number 3, hold the onions, and we're good to go, right? So I stop at Cookout and I pull up again and I freeze up again. And I ended up ordering, I hate to sound like you, but I ordered the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because I got so panicked. I'm like, just give me that, I'll eat that.
This happened to me the other day. Like I hadn't been to a Sonic in 20, 25 years, but they randomly
Did you
threw
one
one
by
up
your
my
house?
Yeah,
I know, so
And so we were kind of like dogging it out as we were pulling by it, and I was like, you know what? They've got corn dogs, and Jack was like, they've got $1 grilled cheese. So I did a U-turn, and we went back through. But when we got there was 3 sides to the menu, and they've got so much shit on their menu now.
Yeah.
Like I knew corn dogs were there, I knew grilled cheese was there, but then Jack got some kind of Oreo, not a Blizzard, I forgot what they call it at Sonic. I didn't realize Sonic had that many options.
Do you do the
And there
drive-thru?
was somebody behind me.
Oh, so you do the drive-thru, you don't park and press the button and let them bring it out to you?
Last time I did it was the only option. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have a drive-through years and years ago when I went to Sonic. But like this minivan with a ton of kids and a mom, very focused, pulls in right behind me right when I pulled up.
I know,
So I
that's-
had no time, and
That's
I could tell
anxiety-inducing in and of itself, yeah.
that she was a professional.
Yeah, she's
And,
ready to
she
rock.
was.
isn't
She was
yeah.
ready to, every 7 or 8 kids in the
Yep,
back, she was
yep.
ready to throw those out.
I thought I had a Sonic that had been built by my house as I went and picked Mom up yesterday. But when I drove back after dropping Mom off, because I'd texted LT that they had built a Sonic by my house, it ends up there was an O'Reilly's place, just like the one out here, and a Mark's car wash that I confused for a Sonic. When I was
does it mean
driving
Sonic
by,
is a car
I
wash?
just saw it there. And I thought, looked in the rearview mirror, I thought it was the same place. I've always liked Sonic, I just never go there a lot.
Mont sticks.
Yeah. But
What? Mozzarella sticks?
Yeah,
Yes.
we Auburn all the time.
So the Auburn Sonic was the place to go?
Well, no,
Did you go to
I mean-
school in the 60s, Taylor?
no, not the place to go to like
Oh.
have a good time. But if we were bored at night and like maybe a little hungry,
it's-
we
are they
just go.
hard to
24
mess
hours
up.
ever? Is it 24 hours?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it can't be in the neighborhood over there, which, again, weird placement.
I agree.
It's a nice location. It's the
But it's
nicest
way off
Sonic
the
I've
road
ever
and it's
seen.
hard to see, too.
Yeah. But it's hard to mess up a mozzarella stick.
Yeah.
You kind of know what you're getting. And same with a corn dog.
Yeah.
Like I saved my corn dog. I didn't eat. I saved it for late night Saturday.
I used to get chili dog when I was a kid at Sonic. They used to have a good chili dog.
Surprisingly good burger. Sometimes it's so crowded in Tuscaloosa, not a shot at Sonic, sometimes it's so crowded in Tuscaloosa after a game, when I'm leaving after doing TV work, I would jump into a Sonic and you could get through there faster than some other places.
They've got foot-long coney dog.
What is a coney dog?
It's chili cheese. I think it's just a fancier.
Okay, so chili cheese.
Yeah, with tots. It's one of their meals.
Yeah, they used to have a good chili dog when I was a kid.
Get them cut it in half. As you're riding down the road, it's easier to eat.
In fact,
We're getting a lot of love. They need to.
well, they really do. I
let them do
love a
something.
chili dog. Like at the Varsity, they got a good chili dog. Do you like
And
a
an
chili
easy
dog?
menu.
I do.
Yeah, Varsity's got a very easy
they
menu.
ma-
Yeah, it's anxiety inducing because
It
they're
is.
ready for you to order. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? Yeah.
But you just go, give me a number 2.
I know. I
give me
mean,
a number 1.
if you get to the counter at Varsity and you're not ready, you'll get shuffled right out. Another place like that is Nikki's West here in town.
I love Nikki's.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what, man. So
We should all go one day.
yeah, I'm
my
all
dad's,
for it. I'm
my
all
dad's
for it.
favorite. Whenever we're trying to figure out somewhere to eat, he always
But
suggests
yeah,
it
so
for
for those of you that don't live in Birmingham and you're watching this, Nikki's West is what I call a steam line. Do you guys call it a steam line?
I call it meat and 3.
But it's meat and 3, but it's
Yeah.
served on a steam line. Like you don't sit down and order, you walk through the steam
Yeah.
line. And it's got the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. When you make the last pass before you turn and come back by the steam line, you better know what you're getting. Because once you make that turn, they start yelling at you. What do you got? You know, and you're like, well, I'm not even to the window yet, you know?
See, do you like the meat? I like the meat and 3, but I could give up the meat and just give me 4 vegetables.
I think that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can do
that's
that.
That's what I do. I
Yeah.
would much rather have, like the meat is like the I know you say no
meat, no meal. Yeah.
But to me, it's like the least appealing thing in a meat and 3.
Well, you know, I can get into mood sometimes because I just
Really?
I just watched not like happiness, sadness. You stop looking. Not a happiness, sadness, like desire to eat something. Like I binge watched in one day all of the first season of Bear, and I'm dying for a loose beef and pepper sandwich from
That
Chicago.
does
style.
look good.
I'm
I've never
like,
had one of those.
Damn it, I
But
want
it
one of
looks
those.
good though,
It
doesn't it?
does, yes.
When they're cooking them on the Bear, that thing looks so
They're
good.
okay. I don't like the texture of the loose beef though.
What? Give me a description of it.
It's
'Cause I can't
almost
really
like
tell
a
from the show.
Philly cheese, but a little more grungier.
Does it have a lot of onion in it? You know I don't like onion.
Here,
It depends on how you want to get it. If you just get it like it comes, yeah.
it's closer to if you ever did your mom ever cook a pot roast in a crock pot or a steam one of those things, and it sort of falls apart as you pull it
Yeah.
off? It's sort of like that.
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't have a pot roast.
But it
taste
seemed
to
like it, yeah.
But it's that texture.
It seemed like it had a red sauce though. It looks like on the show. Is that
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
Italian sauce?
I've never
Because
had
I think it's
one.
Italian beef. I think
But
that's
I
what they
just
call
don't.
it, right?
I've seen the loose beef before.
Yeah.
There was a Cajun place around there. Was Cajun loose beef, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you who had a loose beef
sandwich.
place was Tom Arnold.
I think Tom what?
Tom Arnold, the comedian. Remember he was on the
Yeah.
show, but he used to have a loose beef place. He
did.
Him and Roseanne owned one in Iowa
I
together.
think they call it debris when
right.
it's Cajun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it debris.
Beef debris or whatever.
Yeah, that always just looks like pot roast they've just pulled apart and put on a sandwich to me. It's what that looks like.
Sort
So
of what
we're
this
we're
is.
getting on
That's kinda what this
food.
is. Yeah, I know food always gets us
anxiety
derailed.
real quick, though.
Anxiety. What gives you random things that give you big anxiety?
And randomly, you know, whether it's a hotel bar or a happy hour bar, if you're sitting there and you have the guy that is trying to pick up the girl where they don't know each other, and it's just so cringy.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that you can't help but eavesdrop. Once you're in that conversation, you're not leaving it.
Who are you anxious for, the guy or the girl?
The girl.
Yeah.
Well, both. I mean, you know, the guy is just, he's putting on a terrible show.
But you never
Right.
cheer
But you-
for the guy.
You feel bad for the girl. I really don't care one way or another. Like, but some of the pickup lines I've heard, like if the girl falls for it, like what is she thinking?
Give me a bad one. Give me an example. Can you think of one?
But as you think of one, for me, it's always like, remember the Olympics, they do those big ski jumps?
Yeah.
In the wide world of sports, when we were kids, the guy would fall.
Right.
When I'm watching it happen, I'm not cheering for either side. I just want it to be a fall.
You
I
want
want
a
it
good
to be
fall.
a disaster.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
want head over
Snowball.
skis. Yeah.
I'll tell you, like one of the easiest like ends, and people use it all the time, but they're so awkward with it. Is you look so familiar, and then it's like I don't know, I can't place you, and then it's did you go to Hoover High School? And they're like, no, went to Oak Mountain. Oh, well, do you know this? And they start playing the name game, and it's really uncomfortable from afar.
That's interesting. What an interesting pickup.
That's well played. I've never tried that.
Yeah. Well, you're married. You shouldn't.
I never will now.
Yes.
You can get you an AI bot though.
But I heard that. For me,
Maggie might give you one.
For me, I mean, there's a variety of different ones. Just things I experienced just this weekend.
Right.
Sunday at church.
Uh-huh.
Right.
What gives you anxiety at church?
It's a whole church
Worshiping the Lord.
Nobody's watching me or my mom.
They shouldn't be.
But my mom's a little older now, right? Because I'm old and she's my mom. So you stand up to sing the first song, and it's about to sing another song and another song and another song, and she goes, "I'm going to sit down." Everyone's standing, and I'm like, "It's okay. It's stand as you can, right? As you're able." But she sits back down. But as she sits back down, I'm thinking to myself, I feel like the whole church is now staring at why is she protesting this song. So that's anxiety. But for me, on the golf course,
She's protesting this song. I will not sing Amazing Grace.
I am not singing this song.
That's
I'm
right.
sitting down in protest. I mean, she didn't go down on one knee or anything, which would also be okay in church.
Yes. She's praying at that point. Yeah. Can I do a church one before you move to golf? Adult baptisms. Like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm glad somebody found Christ and they're getting baptized. But sometimes, like, they're bigger than the pastor, and you're like, how are they going to get them back up out of the water?
How good is this core? Without drowning?
I know.
Do
like,
we have a lifeguard standing by?
Yeah, like, are their feet going to pop up out of the water and they have to come back up? I mean, little kids, it's easy just like that. But when an adult baptism, man, I'm always scared it's going to go bad.
And then I play a lot of golf, and, I don't mind waiting behind people, but I can't. I have a horrible anxiety when I think somebody's waiting on us.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
Like, I'm always looking over my shoulder. And even when I can't even go like yesterday, I could not go any faster than we were going. But every time that the group behind us would come up, the group we had been waiting on were out of their sight. So every time I thought to myself, they think we're the slowest damn players in the world, because every time they pull up, they can't see who. We've just been standing here waiting for 5 minutes to hit our shot. But by the time they pull up,
they're gone.
It's ghosts. It's just us out there. Hey.
No, but I get anxious about like the being late all the time.
That was my other one. I hate Atlanta.
I can't
So
stand
I
it.
had a dinner
I'm the one person in my household that hates it, but I hate
at
it.
one of our favorite places in Nashville. And I had one of the best meals I've ever had last Thursday night. But we were supposed to meet somebody at 8 o'clock. And we were driving about 20 minutes out to Franklin. And it was 7:45-ish and hadn't left yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, ended up getting there at like 8:07. But 7 minutes is a long time if you're sitting there waiting on somebody.
I hate being late, and it's even like, it's hard to explain, but God, I don't. But like, if I plan on being there at 6, but I don't necessarily have to be there at 6. But I've said I'm going to be there at 6, it still bothers me.
Yeah, that's when I want to be there.
I said we're going to be there at 6. Let's
right.
go at 6.
I'm
And
the same way.
I have 3 females in my household. None of them really care about this at the same passionate level I do, and it is very frustrating at times. Like, Jennifer and Anna Kate, my wife and my oldest daughter, they're just kind of like, they'll get there when they get there. And then my youngest daughter, you could tell her it's an hour or 3 hours, doesn't matter to her. I mean, she's 9. What's time to her?
I think it's a common female trait. Like, I'm not saying like when it comes to the workplace. I'm sure
Little T's always on time.
No, I'm sure most females are very punctual. I don't know how it comes to you when you're going out to dinner with friends, or if you've got to meet somebody wherever. It just seems like, at least my encounters, it's like I'm on my own clock, and if I'm 15 or 20 minutes late, it's not a big deal.
I don't like that at all. I'm the same way.
Do you have friends like that though?
Yes, we have a friend that
Name them.
Molly Reagan.
Oh, wow.
No,
Name names.
Sorry, Molly.
She knows.
Well,
too,
Molly knows
but-
she's always late.
Yes, like not 20 or 30 minutes late. She'll be like an hour and a half late.
Oh, that is unacceptable.
But I mean, if we have a sit-down meal, usually she'll be better. But if we're just making casual plans, let's go wherever. There's a 0% chance that she's getting there on time. But by the end of our time at Auburn, we started getting a little smart with her, and we were like, okay, be there at 6. And we'll be there at 7:30, and you'll still probably get there after us.
Yeah.
But she's bad about that. I don't like it though.
Yeah.
I've done that with my wife. I've fudged the leave time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
once or twice.
Yeah, you gotta be
they
careful.
know.
Yeah, you gotta be
and
careful when
then
you do it.
If you actually give them the real time, then they're 45 minutes late.
I know, yeah. You got to be careful doing it.
Yeah.
But something that happens at the same time, like church or whatever, she knows what time that starts, so I can't fudge the leave time on that
Yeah.
one.
What about you? Is there something?
Yeah,
that's your
something anxiety-inducing,
There's
other than this show,
no, y'all don't give me anxiety.
working with us.
You don't give me anxiety. This goes back to food, but sitting at a restaurant, and if someone gets their food and their order's wrong, and if they're
Have you ever gone to eat with Dunaway?
I feel like you're passive aggressive about it. But when
say
people are
probably
just
is.
straight aggressive about it
Yeah.
and rude to the waitress, or not like borderline rude, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop. Because it just makes me, I'm like, I get it if you're frustrated, but maybe just like ask
I'll tell
a
you
little
even worse
nicer.
than that. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you're you know a couple really well, especially on the younger side, and they fight, and they start fighting in front of you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like
That
I
is-
traveled with a couple one time, and boy, they were fighting, and it was just.
Yeah, what do you
awful.
do? You just sit there, you're like,
Not much you can
help
do.
you. You said I was passive aggressive about that.
All right.
yeah.
I'm just passive aggressive. I mean, it's not about food order wrong.
I've
anything.
learned.
It's
Do you
just
have an
everything.
imitation
experience.
of Dunaway getting his order wrong, like his passive aggressiveness?
I
What
have
would he say?
an imitation of Dunaway not getting his order.
Yeah,
What would that
yeah,
mean?
forget wrong. It just
And
didn't
then
show up.
4 hours later on the golf course, you know, it's fine. Didn't eat lunch because, they didn't bring my food. Everyone else got their food, but it's fine.
Okay, that's my favorite me impression.
Only little.
But I get anxiety ordering.
You do. You really do.
And it's not easy. I mean,
Like-
I just don't.
Probably because you had so many bad meal
No,
experiences.
we were in Nashville, and he really did this in Nashville. We all went to lunch one day, and he said, "Brown, I'm going to order before you just so I don't get the same thing as you."
Because you give me a hard time if I order after you and just say, I'll take what he's having.
No, but I think you do that a lot, and I'll let you get back to your point.
No, that was my point. Is
He'll see something that you probably want on the menu, and then let's just say that I order, and then you'll go, I'll just take what he takes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
what
do.
he's having.
Because, I mean, I order so bad, so I'm thinking, boom.
Well, my only problem with that is like I feel. I guess that does give me a little bit of anxiety because, like, if you don't like it, you're gonna be like, Brown.
Yeah,
You just,
he judges you, not the rest
I
of us.
know. I feel like I am now on the hook rather than the restaurant.
Well, truthfully, I did blame you for where we ate that day, but it was okay. It was okay.
That place is supposed to be good.
Yeah.
No
It
reason.
is good.
But it was one of their satellites.
we were
right?
at a
It was one of their
kiosk, basically.
satellites. Yeah. If you go to that place, it is very good.
The best meal I had in Nashville, I got my feelings hurt, so I went and ate by myself. We had a large group, so I went and ate by myself.
I saw
You're
that.
crazy.
Oh, Taylor, I
yes.
saw it unfolding too. I was like, I know what he's doing too. He's
So
about to
I went
sulk
to eat
off
by
and eat by himself.
So I went to eat by myself,
Yep.
and
Got his fills.
I walked in, and I was going to a different place, and my Uber guy said, no, this place has really got to drop a lot of people off there. Basically saying, I drop a lot of people off there to eat, but I'll take you to your shitty restaurant across the street. So I got out and I said, I'm going to make a call here. This guy drops a lot of people off over there. I'm going to go over there. So I go over there at the bar, and I felt like I had made a lot of bad choices on this Nashville trip. So I walked in, I sat at the bar, and the bartender says, you eating dinner? I said, yeah, bring me a menu, unless you already know what I should order. And he goes, you really want my recommendation? And I said, yes. And he rolled out a great pork chop with grilled peaches and
did look good.
cheese grits and a salad with some green spicy dressing on it. And he gave me an IPA, and I never looked at the damn menu. It was the best meal I had.
Good.
So really, I should just let other people order
Didn't
for
you,
me.
didn't you say the bartender watches the show?
He says he watches the show sometimes, knows who we are anyway. I don't
That's
know if it was from radio
random, man.
days or
In
now.
Nashville.
And he comes through town a lot to enjoy our food scene on his way down to the Gulf. And I should have remembered his name, but I'm awkward about meeting people
Thanks
too,
for
so I
watching.
don't remember people's names.
Yeah.
But I could pick him out of the lineup, and he's made a great choice. Pork chop was good. I got pictures.
Oh, I've seen all of them.
Thank you, Taylor.
What? I enjoy it. I'm always,
Yeah, she likes seeing those photos.
I do.
No need to show you.
I mean, you can. I will gladly look at it again if that's what you'd like.
No.
I did this recently at a, well, I'll say who it is, Oak House, our friends at Oak House.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their menu is so good. I told Jay, our buddy there, that's he's their beverage manager, but sometimes when our buddy Travis is going, he's running the whole show. I said, just surprise me. Pick anything off the menu and bring it to me.
My problem there is their pork chops are so good.
It's so good. That's why I
never
did
go
that.
past it.
That's why I did that. I'm like, I get the pork chop every time I come here. I want to try something else. Pick anything on the
What if he
menu.
had brought you the pork chop?
He knew that though. I told him, I was like, I get the pork chop every time I said. So I didn't know what I was getting until they brought the food to the table. And that's actually kind of an interesting experience. I mean, you have no earthly idea what
Yeah.
you're about to eat.
It's like having a kid not knowing the sex.
Yeah, that is true. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
It's a pork chop.
All right, that's the Mystery Fifth Hour. Little T, thanks for sitting in.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it was fun. It's presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental. If you need a car, van, truck, rent from McCurry. McCurry Van and Car Rental, the local rental company you can depend on with all kinds of vehicles to choose from, including trucks, SUVs, and passenger vans. They make it easy to rent. They get you in and out fast. They got locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today, 256-559-1003. That's 256-559-1003, or visit McCurryRentals.com. That's McCurryRentals.com. Give us a thumbs up. Watching on YouTube, make sure you have subscribed and you set your alerts. We appreciate you lurking, but if you subscribe, it helps us. If you give a thumbs up, it helps us. If you set alerts, you always know when we're live, and follow us on all social media at Next Round Live. Thank you for joining us for the Mystery Fifth Hour.